Joko Widodo, or Jokowi as he is more popularly known here, was elected governor of Jakarta in October 2012. And, residents here, 10 million residents of Jakarta, are really pinning their hopes on him, on this new governor, to clean up their city, to solve a lot of its chronic problems like traffic and flooding and poverty. He really is in the local news every single day, and that's because he goes out every day to meet ordinary residents in poor areas and slums. He says it's the best way to really understand what people want, what they need. And what's interesting is that perhaps for the first time ever, ordinary people really feel like somebody is listening to them. My colleague Andrew Marshall and I, we got to spend about half a day with him, riding around in his car. We ate lunch with him. We went with him to see just how much people adore this new man. And I have to say he was quite stiff at first, perhaps because he was speaking in English. But then he went out on one of his walkabouts, his belusukan, and he really opened up. I mean, he was suddenly in his element and talked to us very freely. But a part of this being so open and so approachable, almost as a mechanical reflex, you can see that it's a carefully calculated move. For example, when we were on our way to meet, we were going to eat lunch with a bunch of local journalists. And in the car, on our way to this lunch, he actually took off his formal dress shoes and put on a bunch of worn-out sneakers. We even ended up having a cup of tea with him in his house, right? And he never asked us to leave. He never sort of looked at his watch and said, "Okay, yeah, guys, I gotta go," which is quite typically Indonesian, I think. He was very accommodating and very hospitable. Jokowi really came out of nowhere. Before he got elected here in Jakarta, he used to be mayor of a small central Javanese town called Solo. And his track record there was a good one. It was of clean and effective governance. But Jakarta is 20 times the size of that city. And the people here are young, they're smart, and they have very high expectations of Jokowi. How is he going to prevent the city from being paralyzed by flooding every year? How is he going to provide free healthcare for poor people living in slums? How is he going to move these poor people from the slums to subsidized housing? So definitely the pressure is on. But what is relevant right now, according to what people are saying, what the surveys are saying, is that if Jokowi were to run for president next year, he would definitely win outright.